All right, picture this. It's 8 years ago. I'm valeting cars on a crisp Sunday morning. A part-time gig, easy enough, right? Until I meet her, the customer who's so tightly wound, I swear her car wasn't the only thing that needed parking. Let me tell you, this wasn't just about squeezing a car into a spot. This was about status, entitlement, and the art of staying unbothered when someone's trying to break your spirit. Or the incident, the parking lot philosopher's awakening. So there I am, juggling anywhere from 3 to 16 cars on a typical weekend, nothing I can't handle. Then rolls in her car, or should I say, her rolling extension of superiority complex. She's freaking out about tight spots, insistent that I park her car in her chosen space, which, by the way, made zero sense logistically. I calmly suggest a better spot. Easier for me to park, easier for her to leave. Makes sense, right? Nah. That's when she decides to channel her inner life coach, except instead of inspiration, she's serving up insults. You don't know what you're doing, she snaps. You're scared. You should quit. This job isn't for you. At this point, I'm standing there like a stoic Buddha in a polyester valet vest, letting her words bounce off me. Why? Because I faced worse. I'm a former refugee. I've seen things she can't even Google. Parking her car wasn't going to be the hill I died on. The philosophy of status, warriors, and beggars. Here's where it gets interesting. Her meltdown wasn't just about a parking spot. No, this was a masterclass in what I call status prejudice. You see, people like her, they size you up based on your job title, your clothes, or the car you drive. To her, I was just the valet, some disposable cog in her oh-so-important morning routine. But here's the thing. I don't play that game. I'm not a beggar bending over backward to earn her approval, and I'm not a warrior seeking her validation. A true warrior knows their worth. Whether they're parking a Honda Civic or driving a Bentley, they treat everyone the same because they know who they are inside. Her behavior, classic beggar energy, sucking up to those she thinks are above her while trampling on those she deems beneath her. Spoiler alert. That kind of attitude says more about her than it ever could about me. Personal reflection, holding the high ground. Now, let me tell you, in moments like this, it's tempting to snap back. I could have fired off a sarcastic, thanks for the career advice, or gone full alpha, and reminded her she was having a meltdown over parking. But I didn't. Why? Because I've learned there's power in staying calm, like an immovable mountain while someone else flails in the wind. She kept going, tearing into me like she'd been waiting her whole life for this moment. And you know what I did? I smiled, nodded, and parked that car exactly where I said I would. Why? Because deep down, I felt sorry for her. Anyone who lashes out like that is clearly fighting a battle they're losing inside. Later that night, she called me, not once, but twice, to apologize. She told me that wasn't her, that she was sorry for the way she acted. And in that moment, I realized something. People aren't always angry at you. Sometimes they're just angry, and you're the nearest target. The bigger picture, lessons from a parking lot, here's the kicker. This wasn't just about her or me or even that cramped parking spot. It was a snapshot of something bigger, how we treat people based on what we think they are worth. The valet, the cashier, the guy busting your table. Society often treats them like NPCs in their own life stories, forgetting they've got dreams, struggles, and stories too. It reminded me of a Buddhist story, the one about Siddhartha leaving his palace, dressing like a beggar and walking among his people to understand suffering, or how Jesus, born in a manger, turned out to be, well, kind of a big deal. These stories teach us humility, but society? Society's out here flaunting fake Gucci bags just to impress strangers on Instagram. Here's the real flex, knowing who you are no matter what. Whether you're parking cars or driving Lamborghinis, treating people with respect isn't optional, it's foundational. Because at the end of the day, it's not about what car you drive, but the road you choose to take. Conclusion, parking lessons, life gains. So what's the takeaway here? Life's a parking lot. Sometimes you're the valet, sometimes you're the one with the keys. And sometimes you're just trying to squeeze into a tight spot without scratching the paint. But in every scenario, how you treat people matters. That woman, she taught me something without even realizing it. Staying calm, knowing your worth, and refusing to stoop to someone else's level is a flex that no amount of money or status can buy. This experience is why I started making these videos, to share stories, insights, and a little dark humor about life's messy, unpredictable moments. If this resonated with you, hit that subscribe button. Let's keep parking cars, navigating chaos, and figuring out life together, one tight spot at a time.